What if I told you that everything I've learned about manifestation in the last 10 years could be distilled in just a few minutes? Stay with me. I've tried it all. Every method, every book, every technique, visualization, scripting, affirmations, quantum jumping, meditation, reprogramming my subconscious mind, you name it. I've studied the science, I've gone deep into the spiritual, and I've experienced the energetic realm. And after a decade of trial and error and breakthroughs, I finally realized that manifestation isn't about doing everything all at once, but it's about understanding the core. So today I'm giving you my 10 years of manifestation lessons in just a few minutes. Take notes because this might just save you a few years of confusion. Here's the thing, manifestation isn't about forcing the universe to give you what you want. It's not a shopping list where you beg or plead for things. At its core, manifestation is about alignment. Your inner world becomes your outer world. What you believe, expect, and feel consistently being the key word, is what solidifies into your reality. Think of it like this. Your mind is the projector and your life is your movie screen. You can't change the movie by scratching the screen. Nothing's gonna happen. And the projector is your subconscious mind. So once you change that, it automatically changes the film. This is where a lot of people I know get stuck in their journey. They think that affirmations alone will change everything. But the science is that your subconscious runs about 95% of your life. It's shaped between the ages of 0 to 7 and it does not respond to logic. What it does respond to is repetition, imagery, and emotion. Very important. That means that you don't manifest what you say you want, you manifest what your nervous system believes is safe and familiar to you. If love felt inconsistent growing up, chaos will feel safer than stability. If money felt scarce, lack will feel more familiar than abundance. So the first big lesson for you is that you can't out-manifest your subconscious. You have to reprogram it. I've learned that manifestation isn't just about thoughts. Thoughts are the blueprint, but emotion is the electricity in them. Visualization works not because you saw yourself in a mansion, but because for a moment, for however long you do it, you felt the safety, the joy, the gratitude, the ultimate excitement and freedom of being in that mansion. That emotional frequency is what communicates with the quantum field. Think of it like radio stations. You don't get the song you want unless you're tuned to the right frequency, and you don't get the reality you want unless your body feels it as real and as real now, in the here, in the now. Here's the mistake I made for years, almost this decade, is that obsession. Wanting it so badly that every day felt like waiting, but waiting is lack and hence you get more. Chasing is lack. The universe doesn't respond to begging energy, it responds to being in that energy. And the shift happened when I stopped waiting and I started living as if it already was mine. I didn't need proof from the 3D reality. I didn't care because I decided to be the proof, and that's when things started collapsing fast into my 3D reality. And this one took me the longest to learn, almost the whole decade. You don't manifest what you want, you manifest who you are. If your identity is I'm always overlooked, you'll manifest proof of that. If your identity is I'm magnetic and abundant, you'll manifest proof of that in your life. So the question isn't how do I get it? The question is, who am I being right now? Your identity is the most powerful affirmation there is out there or that you'll ever carry. Change that and your entire 3D reality changes. I was around 12 or 13, still a child, when someone casually played The Secret in front of me. And I swear, I remember my entire brain lit up. I was glued to the screen. I sat there watching the whole movie. I was wide-eyed and I wasn't focused on my surroundings. I was just thinking that, is this really possible? Is this a thing? Do you mean that I can actually shape my life with my thoughts? And at that age, this concept blew my mind, pretty much like it does today. So I did what any curious kid would do. I started experimenting. I began manifesting small and harmless things, like I'd set the intention that someone would buy me coffee that day, and there it would happen almost instantly. And then I tried something bigger. I wanted to know the questions on a test in school before the test actually happened. And guess what? A friend of mine somehow got hold of the test paper early because they were leaving early that day and showed me a few questions. Suddenly had the exact same test paper and preview of questions that I would be asked later. To younger me, this felt magical, but here's what was really happening, is that I believed those little things were totally normal and possible for me. Of course, someone could come and offer me coffee. happens. Of course, it was possible to get a sneak peek at test questions. It's not impossible because those things didn't feel out of reach to my subconscious, and my subconscious didn't block them. When your subconscious is on board, manifestations in my life have clicked almost instantly. But then came the real lesson. When I started growing and I started manifesting bigger things, more money, certain universities, certain lifestyles, and this is where things slowed down or just didn't show up at all. Why? Because deep down, I didn't truly believe that those things were normal for me yet. I felt like they were absurd and out of reach. They felt too big and too far away, and my conscious mind wanted them, but my subconscious was like, I don't think that's for you in this lifetime. And it took me years, almost a decade, to finally realize this difference, that manifestation only flows when desire feels normal, when your identity matches it. Back when I was younger, I got these small things fast because I believed without question that I deserved them, and they're coming. And they did. But for the bigger things, I had to build that belief. I had to train myself into thinking, of course it's normal for me to earn this amount, this absurd amount, which to a child or to me when I was younger would feel like I could never earn. Of course it's normal for me to have this kind of safe love. I had to retrain my mind. And that's when things started showing up again. Not when I wanted them harder, but when I believed deeper from my subconscious. And that's when identity became everything. You manifest what feels normal, and you manifest who you are. But this belief that something or absolutely anything is truly possible for me didn't come out of nowhere. I just didn't have this belief out of nowhere. Over this decade, I started diving deeper into things like quantum physics and the quantum world and reading several books on why is this a thing in this world? Why is this law a thing in this universe? And that's when everything really began to click for me, because manifestation, if you think it's just some woohoo concept, it may not work for you. There's actual science that shows how energy works. When you attach feeling to your visualization, when you don't just picture the thing, but you feel it in the now, and that becomes your dominant state, like it's already yours, that's when your body starts tuning into that frequency. Think of it again like radio stations. There are millions of stations playing right now, but the one you hear is the one that you're tuned in. Whether that's sad music, happy music, abundant music, that's on you. There are infinite versions of your life playing out, infinite timelines, infinite realities, and by feeling as if it's already here, you literally tune into that version of reality where it's yours. It's like a Marvel movie, right? Timelines, multiverses, skipping between realities, except it's not fiction. That's how energy and frequency actually work. You don't have to wait 10 years, unless you believe you do, to get where you want to in life, to buy that house, to get that money, to have that love. You don't have to wait. You align now, you make that emotional frequency your dominant state, and then just sit and enjoy the process while your desire makes its way to you. But here's the actual kicker. You can only do this if your subconscious is on board. If you've still got old programming in you that says this isn't possible or I don't deserve it, you'll short circuit the signal. But when there are no blocks and when your identity is locked in and you're obsessed with knowing that this is yours, this desire is yours beyond doubt, beyond what anyone says, that's when it collapses into your 3D reality, and that's when it comes.